welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're talking about the 116th Panzer Division that was created in March 1944 out of the remnants of the 16th Panzer Grenadier Division that was almost wiped out in this greater Stalingrad area, which was then combined with the 179th Second Line Unit, which was a garrison unit in the French territories stationed there in 1943. Shortly after being created, it would be sent to Normandy after the D-Day invasion and would be trapped in the Falza pocket after Operation Cobra, where the United States broke out of Normandy. It would be one of the last units to try to leave the pocket open. And just to give you a little bit of perspective, they engaged in Normandy with about 13 to 14,000 soldiers, and they only escaped out of the pocket with about 600 guys and about 12 tanks. So they almost lost their entire division worth in the combat of Normandy. After the Battle of Normandy, the unit would be retrofitted and increased in strength and would defend the Huntington Forest, where it notably fought off the 28th Infantry Division. Furthermore, it would take a key role in the Ardennes offensive, where then it was retreated back across the Rhine, and for the remainder of the war, it played a defensive role for the Siegfried Line and both the Rhine River. Later on, though, it would be encircled in the rural pocket by the 9th U.S. Army in 1945, where the unit was decimated, and that was the end of the 116th Panzer. For the order of battle, we'll be looking at its Normandy composition. So it had a 16th Panzer Regiment, only one though, also two Panzer Grenadier regiments, the 60th and the 156th. Also had a Panzer Artillery Regiment, a Panzer Reconnaissance, an Army Flak Battalion, a Panzer Jaeger Battalion, Panzer Engineer Battalion, and a Panzer Signal Battalion, and also a Field Replacement Battalion, which is all reflected in Steel Division, with our Panthers being equipped just like in real life. Also Panzer IVs, armor cars, and also plenty of Panzer Grenadiers, which come in half-tracks, which the unit was equipped extensively with armor half-tracks, so that was a huge thing in its division, so it also reflected in Steel Division as well. Moreover, guys, the unit had 3 recon sections included with SPWs, also had Wesps and Hummels, which is also reflected in the division, which is really cool. For the Air Force-wise, I think Eugen took some liberty here. Obviously, the Luftwaffe was in a total disadvantage at this point in Normandy and had almost zero air control. But they have some really good fighters in the deck. And anyway, let's just start talking about the deck itself and go over the pros and cons for both 1v1 and team games, and an overview of the overall deck. So, what is the 116th Panzer bringing to the table, guys? Well, first of all, just like in real life, it's bringing your Panther Gs, one of the best tanks in the game, coming with the APCR round. Can only fire at 1750 range though, but has 250 pen. Even has a chance of killing IS-2s at this range, so really good as well. Panzer IVs, plenty of them, just like in real life counterpart. J's and H model, only one card of the J model. You can bring them both in A or B, but cannot bring them in C. The other model of the H can come in A, B, and C whenever you feel like it. You also come with a leader tank, one of them. You also come with a leader tank for the Panther A, also a Panther G leader, and that's what you get for tank tab. And also some Panzer 3Ls. I couldn't find any record whether they actually had Panzer 3s, but I assume somewhere they do, because I hope Eugen didn't just make that up. Infantry-wise, guys, it's just a Panzer Gren show. Just what do you get? Panzer Grens and more Panzer Grens. You also get some Pioneers, though, if you're looking for some CQC infantry, but not much. You also do not have too many transports, but plenty of SDKFZs. So if you're looking for a half-track vehicle, just like in real life, where I had like at least 200, almost 300 of these SDKFZs. So you really can pump out the half-tracks if you feel like it. Leader-wise, you have 3 options. You come with a Panzer Gren Führer, can come with actually pretty interesting transports here. It can come with the SDKFZZ, which is a awesome assault gun vehicle, but whatever reason it didn't actually show. There it is. Small assault gun, crewed by invisible people. You also get some Stern Pioneers, Panzer Gren Führer, as we talked about, also can come with this vehicle, and also can come with the AT variant if you're looking for something a little light as well. Recon-wise, SPWs. This is really good. I love these SPWs assault gun guys. Really good for 1v1s and team games. I also get the SPW 234/1, big auto cannon vehicle, really strong. You also get the option of SDKFZs, also some just some standard infantry. I wouldn't really bring these at all. They can come in half tracks though with a little MG42 if you're looking for something a little bit better. Other than that, you get off Claire. That can't come in anything unique though, unfortunately. Also get a Panzer IV J recon vehicle and a Panther D recon vehicle. So that's pretty nice. Support-wise, you actually have some really good options here. MG42, Panzer IV F1s, MG42s as well. Sorry, I already said that. The grill. 3 commander types. You come with the SDKFZ 250/3, Panzer IV-H, and a Panther A. I recommend the SDKFZ. This thing's mobile. It can take some artillery hits. It's a really nice vehicle, and also not paying too much for it. Only 120. And it's really nice too for assault guns, honestly. You get the grill, you also get the Panzer 3N and the Panzer 4 F1. A really good choices all around. Phase lock though for the Panzer 4 F1 and the Panzer 3N. You also get some IG guns. Flame half-tracks, guys, you would think they're really good, but don't use them. They're really bad. They don't have the range. Most of these ranges for the flame half-track can be killed by bazookas and even the Panzerfaust and AT grenades, so not recommended at all. Also, again, military police, I also would not recommend at all. Though you can bring in a half-track in assault gun version if you're looking for that as well. Maybe a cheaper alternative to get the assault gun half-track. Anti-tank though, just like in the real-life counterpart, guys, there's equipped with some Yak Panzers. These things are really good. You can only get one in A and B though. So that's it, only one card. Get stuck 3 anti-tank vehicles. I don't recommend these. These things are pretty fragile. They don't get the job done in my opinion. Martyrs, pretty strong, but these are not the great ones. I recommend the Martyr 2s. You can look at the difference, APCR. You're paying a little bit more, but again, you get the same amount of availability, so not too bad of a choice. And then you also get this like AT gun. I don't recommend this. It doesn't have any HE. It has an APCR round. It doesn't really have that much pen anyway, and it doesn't kill on 1 hit or 2 hits. Takes a couple, so you're gonna get suppressed in that time frame, and it's just not gonna work for you. Panzer Shrek wise, can't go wrong there. And then also you get your Pack 40s, which you can never go wrong with. Anti-air wise though, really nice. First of all, I get the mobile wagon. Mobile wagon's really great, but honestly, okay, the biggest problem with this section right here is you have not enough AA, and that is a huge problem. You can't come with any AA half tracks, which is really unfortunate. So you just have a little bit of AA, enough for a 1v1 for sure, but for a team game, this could be a pretty scary deck to take because you can run out of AA, just get annihilated. Artillery wise, really great options here. Coming with SDKFC, mortar half tracks, you can bring 2 cards of those, plus you have a 3rd card with a little bit different variant. You get the same amount of availability though, 2 and 4. This carries less ammo, so that's the difference in price. You can look how much ammo each one carries. You also get the 105 mil, which are really good for counter battery, really accurate artillery, and also comes with no smoke, so it sucks actually, but it does come with an AP round if it gets caught in a tank engagement. Also comes with the Panzer Warfare. This thing's actually really great because it can move and fire. You gotta fire it at AA units. That's the only thing that can really work. Other than that though, 150 mils, can't go wrong with that for team games. Hummel is the same way. These things are really hard to counter battery. Air-wise, it's actually a really strong air tab for fighters. That's kind of all it's got going for it. D3s are okay for a 1v1 setting, not going to be useful whatsoever in a team game setting. BF-109, Gs, 6 are awesome. The great in War Thunder, the great in Steel Vision. And you have really good availability. It goes 4, 6, 8. These are one of the best fighters in the game, so highly recommended. Overall, I talk about the deck in general. For 1v1, you want to play hyper aggressive with your tank combat and use the infantry just for a supporting role, because honestly, you do not want to get in a drawn out infantry engagement. You do not have the infantry to do it. So I recommend you just do tons of medium tank spam in general and just run over people. A must take units though for obviously 1v1 are the fighters and the Panzer 3s. These Panzer 3s are such a good vehicle. APCR, amazing. And it's only 40 points. AP is still pretty good without the APCR. I just highly recommend it. Panther Gs are really good as well if you're dealing with some like more heavy armored tanks. Be careful though, T-34-85 spam, especially the APCR one with your Panther A's. These things get overwhelmed really quickly and they're pretty expensive, so be wary of that. For team games though, what do I have to say about that? Team games, it's obviously shouldn't be building a Maverick deck, but in a team game I would recommend you stack up this artillery tab with your 150s, mortars, and rockets, and Hummels. Like, you want to have this artillery tab to be decent, so you can kill all the enemy AA units. So, yeah, that's what you have to do. That's honestly, you have to do. Also, you have to be very careful with your AA. Like, you have to be very sparingly in a team game because you have 0 AA capability. So be very careful with that. Obviously, in team game, you can ask for support to support you. Obviously, you're going to need to have a C-phase tank. And I wouldn't vet any of your tanks probably in a team game unless you're playing maybe balance. Your early deck, you have A and B can be vetted, but obviously C, I wouldn't do that as well. And that's all I have to say about this deck. I'd be really curious to let me know what you guys think about this deck. I think it's a decent, strong division with clear weaknesses in the AA department. But other than that, though, and obviously the infantry department can be outgrinded, so don't try to outgrind. So that's obviously a weakness in this deck. Armor car-wise, really strong. So you want to just stick to the vehicles and keep those medium range engagements, and you should do really great in this division. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, and let me know what you guys think.